really, the person that I have on this morning for the Sunrise Show really needs no introduction here. Obviously, she's an actress. A lot of people know her all around the world. But the biggest thing that I think a lot of people are excited about here in the Lehigh Valley is that she's from Allentown, which makes this 10 times more exciting to have her on the Sunrise Show today. But this morning, we have Amanda Seyfried. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm home. Not really, but in spirit, I'm home. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. It's really great to have you on. And I think the most exciting part is that I want to jump right into Netflix just released Mank only a couple of months ago, and it's been a huge hit. For those who haven't been able to watch it yet, how would you describe what Mank is?
Mank is about Herman Mankiewicz, who actually wrote the original draft of the movie Citizen Kane that we all know. And Citizen Kane is based on a relationship that he was very close to between Marion Davies and William Randolph Hearst. And you kind of get an insight into how he connected to these people and my character, Marion Davies, her, the portrayal of Susan Alexander, who's loosely based on her, has kind of overshadowed Marion Davies' legacy in a very unfortunate way. And I think for me, this movie is helping reclaim or restore Marion's legacy. So it's an incredible movie, written by Jack Fincher, the esteemed David Fincher's father, and so it's one of a kind.
Now, I've actually watched it twice now. The first time I was blown away. The second time just blew me away even more. Your role as Marion Davies is just incredible. But was it difficult stepping into that role? I mean, this is a lot of times actors and actresses step into roles that, aren't real people. But this was a little different, right? You had to take on, an actual character here.
It's funny. There's a lot of freedom that comes with playing fictional characters. And that's liberating, but at the same time, you don't get that challenge of trying to step into somebody else's shoes, somebody who really existed. There's a responsibility there that doesn't exist otherwise. And so, for me, this was a responsibility to, change the narrative a little bit, and of her legacy and what she really meant to the world, what her contributions to the world, and also. It was an honor. She's an incredible woman. She was a really, really talented, charismatic actress from the 20s and the 30s, and she did a lot of work. And she was also very charitable, and she's just an incredible person that I think I'd desperately want to be friends with if we existed in the same time. So that was just, the whole thing was a dream come true, because this woman, above everything, just really deserved to have her legacy, restored, redeemed.
Well, and I also have to say the accent is incredible, by the way. I've seen you play a lot of roles in films, but this one really stood out to me for a couple of different reasons. But you taking on that extra step, adding in that accent was amazing. Was that hard to do?
Thanks. I actually think that adding an accent is always a little bit easier, because it can trick your own mind into feeling like somebody else. So for me, it was an extra filter that I could have. And also a New York accent comes more naturally to me than anything else. And It was just a bonus that she was from Brooklyn and, had a deeper voice. And it was actually really helpful and really fun.
Now, obviously, when filming, it wasn't in black and white, right? It's going to be in color. But seeing the final product and seeing it in black and white, do you think it tied everything together?
That was the thing that really brought it home to back into that era, because it really feels like you're watching something that was made then, and that was a huge point for David Fincher. To create a world in which you believe that you're back there, you're watching these old movies again, and he used a lot of the same technology too. I mean, of course, we use a lot of new technology, but just the way the sound was engineered is very similar to how they did it back then, and it's a real trip to watch it to watch it back. Because of course I come on set and it's all in color and everybody's costumes are so vibrant and the set pieces are so gold and everything is just pristine in a lot of ways. And it's interesting how, you know, how does that come across in black and white? And then I would leave set and I would walk past the monitors, which are in black and white, and I'd see everything in this other world. And it doesn't, just because it's black and white, it doesn't take away anything. There's a different type of depth, and boy, it's mind blowing.
That's incredible. And you know what I think is also really telling too? Right now, given the fact that we're in a pandemic, a lot of people are relying on, things like Netflix to be able to take them back to a time that's like good memories, fond memories. And I think what just makes this really stand out in general is that this is just so different than really anything that you're seeing out on the platform right now. Would you kind of agree with that?
Absolutely. This is, yeah, I think my dad is really, really thrilled because he's a TCM fan, and he got me into, you know, I watched old movies since I was out of the womb, and it's really, it must be really special for him too. But yeah, I think no better time like now, and it's really fun to be talking about something that's so special for audiences and for me personally.
Now, let's keep it going. And it's very exciting. I mean, 6 Golden Globe nominations. You get to be a part of that, your role as well. How do you feel? I mean, that must be an incredible feeling. I mean, I can't even imagine. I'll never be able to put myself in those shoes, but you can. So what is it like to be a part of that?
Well, so, I mean, just in, knowing that your peers are paying attention and that your performance or whatever your contributions are effective, in telling a story, helping tell a story as a journalist, it's getting recognition and positive recognition in any way is really, it's not expected, but it's absolutely welcomed. And I did work really hard, and it was a challenging role. And I'm just in awe that I get to share it with so many people who are really taking it in and really appreciating it. And these Globes mean so much because, I've been doing this a really long time, and I work really hard, and I kind of keep my head down, and henceforth I just want to keep working. The point is to keep working. So when people come around and start talking about it, your own, like a singular performance, it's just really special. It makes you feel like, oh God, okay, amazing. But you don't need it. It feels really good. It feels really good.
What was filming Mank like in comparison to other films you've been in? Because you've really taken on so many different roles. Letters to Juliet. I mean, gosh, that's a classic, right? Mamma Mia, obviously a huge fan favorite. Mean Girls. I mean, you've kind of been across the board here in the type of roles that you've played.
Yeah, I've gotten to do all of it, really. It's been incredible. But I think, and I will say, I don't think I would have been able to play Marion the way I think she needed to be played, or how David needed me to play her until now. I think I'm in a point in my life where I really understood what was needed of me, and I was really able to rise to the challenge. And I think this movie in particular is a departure for me, even though I think every movie's a departure if I'm like departing a genre and moving into another one. And I try to do different things all the time. That's always I'm very deliberate about switching things up. But I think I've been kind of lazy in some ways, and I couldn't be lazy with this role. I couldn't be lazy for David or Gary or any of the people that he hired to create this incredible world. And I realized, I can be better, I can rise higher, and I got the opportunity to do that. And I gave myself the opportunity to do that too.
Well, and the team backing you is just incredible. I mean, you throw out these names, it's insane, the amount of people that you got to work with. So, I mean, that's also a huge part of it.
I know. I mean, this it's a collaboration on all fronts, but it really starts from the top. It really starts with David Fincher and the fact that his father wrote the screenplay. It just doesn't get any more special. It is
definitely not. But So, I mean, I could talk days and days about this, but I do want to hit on and switch gears for a second and talk to you. And the main reason why we have you on right now, I mean, obviously Mank is a huge part of it, but the fact that you have ties to the Lehigh Valley is huge. And I mean, I guess let's start there. I mean, you're back being shown on your hometown TV station. How does it feel?
It feels good. I still feel like I'm, I think I lived, the first 17 years of my life there in Allentown in the same house. And it's been about, God, is it almost like 17 years since I was 17? I mean, it's more than that. Oh my God. Moving on. I still feel like that's my home. That's where I grew up. Those are my formative years. And it feels really good to be talking to my grandmother directly. She has a TV. It's the Netflix of it all that she doesn't have. And so it feels like we're back to, the foundations here. So I always want to talk. I always talk to Amy at the morning call because, she has my back. I feel like the people I grew up with and my community there has my back, and it just feels safe.
Have you gotten to go back and visit the Lehigh Valley at all?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's still there. I'm always there. Usually it's usually always Christmas, and the past 2 Christmases we have not, which was weird. It's weird. It's weird for my grandmother because we go to her house every Christmas Eve, and traditions were kind of thrown out the window this year, of course. But the year before that, my sister had a baby in Los Angeles, so we were there. I was also filming Mank, so it was hard to get back. But it's still home to me. And my home, like where we really live, where I'm a resident of New York now, and we're only about 2.5 hours away from Allentown, so it'll never be that far. But I love going back. I love being home, and my dad still lives in that house, so and he still has my cat. Since the longest I haven't seen my cat because of this pandemic, so it's a long time. I think I'm going to be back there in about a month.
That's really exciting. And, it's really nice to hear, sometimes higher profile people, they move on, they start their lives in Los Angeles and or wherever they may be in the world, and that's where they're at. But it's really, really nice to hear that even through all of the craziness that you have, you still are able to find time, to get back to your roots and be where your family is.
Well, there's nothing like Yako's and Marianne's Donut Kitchen, which is the best donuts in the entire world, unless they find donuts on Mars. Who knows now at this point? But there's certain things, like my friends back in Allentown. I sent them a picture of Marianne's selling Fosnots for Fosnot Day, and they were like, "Do you want us to send you some?" Because they have in the past. And it's just, there are just certain things you can't get anywhere else. You can't get the Moravian cakes at the farmer's market. You can't get them anywhere. And there's, I know it's all food that I'm talking about, but really, those are where all my memories lay.
What? Same. It's fine. That's kind of how I live my life as well. So no judgment there, to say the least. But just a few more questions for you. You graduated, I believe and this is Wikipedia, so who knows if it's telling the truth or not, 2003 yes. From William Allen High School. And again, right here in the Allentown area. What memories do you have from high school? And were you a part of the play or anything in regards to that leading up to your first role, which I think Mean Girls was like your first breakout role, right? Yes. Before that, I was only on soap operas, 2 soap operas. And I was actually, my senior year, I was commuting just back and forth. It was on All My Children. And I definitely did the mandatory 80 days in a school year to graduate. I did 80 days, and they were wonderful. This is senior year. You didn't have as many classes, and I'd gotten most of my credits out of the way, but high school was, I have nightmares about it still, but I also had some really good times. Like, high school is hard, and I was not academically, flourishing. I did graduate with honors, and I did have to work really hard for that, but I wasn't part of the theater program. I
I just kind of, by the end, just kept my head down and tried to graduate and hung out with my friends, played tennis. That was high school for me, really. I remember working at the candy store in the basement and eating those lollipops that taste like caramel apples. That's like, it's like when I think of high school, I think of that. I don't know why. And yeah, I'd love to tour that school just to see if it's the same in my memory.
Like walk the halls down memory lane, right?
I think I will, honestly. I think I should probably, because I'm sure they're not in session. I should get a hold of them. Just because you always want to, I think as an adult, you always want to kind of go back to places that you experienced that much as a child, because God, your memory changes things over the years, and I want to be there.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love that too if you did reach out. So, and again, anytime, I think it's one thing to say, oh, I watch, this actor or actress on TV, but it's a whole other feeling to know that the person that they're watching on TV is from right in their area. I mean, that's the biggest draw for a lot of people around here. They say, okay, yeah, she's great at acting, but also she's from the Lehigh Valley. So it makes it a lot more exciting.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Jesus, like, I'm not bigger than life. I'm just on a screen sometimes. And of course, there's a disconnection. And I feel the same way when I like meet reality stars. I'm just like, nope, they're people. They're just people. And I get it. But I also feel like I just want to impress upon people that I am, I came from a normal town. I'm, a normal upbringing and a normal meaning, or special, really. It was very special. I don't mean to like, knock it, but I came from, we're all, similar in a lot of ways, and coming, I think I hope you can feel my Allentown roots, and because they live in me forever. I don't know. Yeah.
And you even mentioning Mary Ann's, first of all, incredible, by the way. And obviously we just covered Fashionat Day and stuff. So to hear it come from you as well, it makes it a lot more personable. I think. So yes, I can feel it. I know a lot of other people are going to be able to feel it as well. And is there anything that you would like to say to the people of the Lehigh Valley, whether that is your own family or, just people that might be watching this?
I don't know. Yeah, lots of things. I guess for the people that, know of me and know that I'm from there, I really like the support. I really like feeling, that I'm still home when I go. And I don't know. I feel like it's funny. I just feel like I'm back to being a kid when I get back. I don't feel like my life has kind of swirled around me and gone off in this crazy direction, which sometimes, my life is crazy, but sometimes it's not. And it's not crazy when I come home. So thank you for maintaining the sanity that Allentown gives me. But yeah, no, I maybe you'll see me at the Starbucks drive-thru on Tillman Street, or walking around Trexler Park, because that is literally all I do when I go down.
And will you be tuning into 69 News when you come home in a month's time?
Hell yeah. Listen, that TV in that house does not ever turn off. We love news so much, especially local news. Like that's all we watch because I live upstate New York. So yeah, 69, you gotta do it. And I was just going to start listing off more things, but yeah, you're really making me miss it. I'll get there. I'll get there soon.
Yeah. Well,
it warms up a little bit, maybe.
Again, always really nice to hear, just the ties that you have. I think it makes this interview all the more special. And is there anything else maybe that you'd like to add that I haven't touched on? I know you said that it's bringing back a lot of memories, but anything else that you'd like to mention? Brain is mush. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Oh yeah, no, I would like to say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Aunt Carol, Aunt Sandy, Aunt Debbie. I know you guys are watching. I hope you're watching. You better be watching. I don't want to say hi to my dad because he's probably working or sleeping, but I'm trying to appreciate this. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back. Mom, I swear to you, I will be back. I swear. This is me telling you that I'm going to be back because she doesn't believe that I'm coming back.
Okay, so yeah, you have to get back. You have to see her. You have to celebrate her, right? Especially right now. I mean, seeing anyone, that's a family member right now, I'm sure is.
She hasn't held her great grandson yet. So because I had a baby in September, so she hasn't met him.
Ooh, which is so exciting. You have to get home.
That's the promise I'm making to my mom and everybody else. And she's got her vaccine, so.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm really happy that, that was able to happen. Again, thank you again for coming on and doing this with us. It really means a ton. And I know it's going to mean a lot to people. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime.